It's been 2.5 years since lockdown started in March 2020. Trying to fit my experience and transformation as a soul into a couple of words was a huge challenge. I spent most of lockdown as a laborer. The first 7 months I worked without income, just working for food to try and keep myself fed. Camping in the forest in my 2-man tent, living in Wendy houses, caravans, shacks, storerooms. I did whatever it took to survive. I had no phone, no computer, no instruments, no shoes, no bank account. My passport expired, my driver's license expired, but somehow I was still happy. I lost almost everything I had in the blink of an eyelid when I decided to flee Cape Town. Nature seemed like a much better option to me. I decided to just work as hard as I could to try and distract myself from the situation that I found myself in. But looking back at it all now, that was certainly not the answer. I managed to distract myself, alright, but it did not solve any of my problems. I escaped my labourer reality a few times to go back to Cape Town. Tried picking up all the pieces as a street performer at the V&A waterfront. But I just ended up living on the street and found my way back to being a labourer in Hoxback every time. I worked 8-hour days, 7 days a week. Some days I would just work right through the night to try and distract myself. Then 1 year into lockdown, a couple that I met gave me 1,000 rand. What a blessing that was. I bought myself a guitar. It's my favourite instrument. I was getting up at midnight most nights to work on my music until about 5 in the morning. Then I would have a power nap until 7. And at 8 in the morning, I would start my labouring job until 4 or 5 in the afternoon again. I found that I was just too tired after work to still create music. That's when I decided to change my days around. When I woke up at midnight, I was nice and fresh. So then I would work on my music. I wore the same set of clothes for the first year of lockdown. They were torn to shreds by the end, but luckily some souls handed me down some clothes. I got humbled, very humbled. Then 6 months ago, I was on my knees, cleaning a toilet in the guest house. Something inside of me erupted. Surviving was not an option anymore. I started working even harder. I barely slept. I was so tired of people shifting my reality, mostly with their egos, greed, or their shortfalls. Sometimes my reality would shift weekly, even daily, hourly. It was like my reality and emotions and needs meant absolutely nothing to most people around me. Luckily by then I had some good souls trying to help me. But ultimately, no one can help you. They can make it easier for you to survive, yes, but you can only help yourself. And this you can only do when you live in complete trust and total faith and you totally believe in yourself. I thought I was doing this all, but realized that somewhere deep in my soul, I still had doubts. I started trusting every first thought that entered my brain, that little voice inside. I never doubted a single thought that sparked in my brain. No matter how bizarre that thought might have been, I trusted it fully. All of a sudden I got booked for a festival in Saudi Arabia. But I had no passport, no COVID certificate, no music equipment really to pull it off, no money to fund anything and no family funding me either. It got to the stage that a few days before the festival they actually booked my replacement, just because I could not produce all the documents that I needed. It seemed like I was definitely not going to Saudi, but I kept my faith and trusted. 4 days later, I was sitting on a plane to Cape Town to start my adventure to Saudi Arabia. It was a complete and utter miracle. I stayed in a hotel with hot showers and a bathtub. A hot shower is something that I'm very grateful for nowadays. There's actually a lot of things that I'm grateful for now. The humbling certainly worked. I got back from Saudi Arabia a few weeks ago, And with the payment that I received for the 10-day festival, I managed to buy most of the equipment that I still needed to get my music career running again. I'm not going to tell you about all the hardship I went through and all the abusive souls that crossed my path. That's not what this is about. It's about the transformation in my soul I experienced by totally focusing on what I wanted and not on the situation that I found myself in. Having complete faith and trusting every thought that entered my brain and acting on it straight away with no hesitation at all. Believing in myself 100% and in my capabilities. Fear and doubt is by far the biggest enemy of mankind. I want to say thank you to those souls that helped me out over this chaotic time in life. Whether it was food, clothes, shoes, old phones, old music equipment, money, accommodation, or even people that were prepared to give me their time. Whatever it was, I'm so grateful. I hope you're enjoying my YouTube channel and my latest music. Please subscribe if you do. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be with you.
Walk alone, without a fear. Walk alone, matter what you hear. Walk alone, not shed a tear. Walk alone. to start so that nobody knows. Find some peace within your soul. Start living your truth, oh, no matter what they throw at you. Throw at you. Walk alone, without a fear. Walk alone, no matter what you hear. You walk alone, not shed a tear. You walk alone. Walk alone. Can you walk alone? Can you walk alone? Walk alone, gotta fear. You walk alone, no matter what you hear. You walk alone.